people at the top can tax that labor too and make more money on them. But ultimately, is to take away caretaking and raising the children based on family values and allow the state to not educate but to indoctrinate the children into the belief system that's going to be only serving the state and not the children or the family at the same time.
Well, it does, but it's extracting money from the man.
Sure.
It doesn't all go to the woman, but it's enabling her lifestyle. But they're actually money mining him. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, you're right. It's all about taking the man out of control of the situation, because the family is the foundation of society. You remove the family or negate that or the training of children, people become easier to control down the road.
Well, actually, Steve, let me dive in deeper into this. You remove the father's authority from the family. The father has no legal authority. The family collapses. Essentially, this is what is happening.
Yeah, the family becomes transformed and not in a good way, right? It becomes off balance. And when you take out the father's role as nature and nurture created is for us to be the one who creates structure, discipline, and accountability. So now if you're going to be raising children who are going to be adults and actually continuing building this world, if they have no structure, no discipline, no accountability, that's why you see degeneracy and just complete fallout of the Western society in the free fall at this point, almost.
That's the same conclusion I came to. I mean, I couldn't have said it.
Yeah. Dabney saw it, 1873.
Maybe you better tell Vlad who Dabney is. He may not.
Oh, so he was he's probably the most brilliant theological mind in the South, if not America. He was chief of staff to General Stonewall Jackson of the Confederacy. He was one of the first professors at the University of Texas when it was founded. Very, very smart man. He wrote about the rise of the women's rights women, which is, early feminism, and the women being elevated in the church to preachers and stuff like that. And so he said, no, this is what's going to happen. These women are going to essentially create this monster with two heads, and it's going to be basically it's going to destroy the family structure, and they're going to raise a bunch of bastard children and a totally debauched society. He said basically the women's rights women will be the scarecrow for the rest of the world to never attempt again.
When did he write that?
It was either 1873 or 1879. I get the articles confused. So
and in summary, the phrase I love about that is marriage.
You got the quote.
Marriage will be reduced to a vagrant concubinage.
Interesting.
Oh, I got the Dabney quote. There we go.
In the meantime, you're opening that. I made a post on my Facebook about maybe 8 months ago saying that when you remove the father from the children, you remove the connection to God. And I got attacked on that, and I'm like, why are you attacking me when that's the fact?
It is it's
women who C.S. Lewis was talking about a lot too, I think.
Well, the reason that you got attacked is because to many people's minds, removing the connection to God is a good thing.
Unfortunately, the evil ones, yes.
There's a lot of that out there.
But then I got attacked by the same feminist that's kind of been writing the code of my second baby mama now, because I make all this public on Facebook. I leverage Facebook to the max in terms of showcasing my personal struggles and showing what's really going on there. But yeah, they were saying like, well, no, the connection to God can be for the woman as well. I'm like, well,
Wrong quote.
The way I explain that, go back to the Gospel of St. John. In the beginning was the Word. Well, that doesn't mean anything. In the beginning was Logos. and Logos was with God, and Logos was God. Logos is the second person of the Trinity, Jesus Christ. Logos, it's a Greek word. It has a great meaning. It means structure, order of the universe, hierarchy, everything that's ordered. So, okay, well, there is a hierarchy in the family. You remove that hierarchy, everything's upside down. It won't work. And women
Like
think they can do it on their own. No, women, go back to Genesis. A woman was designed to be a helpmate, not to be a boss babe and not to control things. God created us with purposes and talents. And yeah, you can't just take the man out and do the man's job. It doesn't work for women. Although they beg to differ.
I'll read this. It's a long quote, but this sets the stage. So this was 19th century. Robert Louis Dabney says, there we go. So it will be found it is no disparagement to women to say it, that the very traits which fit her to be the angel of a virtuous home unfit her to meet the agitations of political life, even as safely as does the more rugged man. The hot glare of publicity and passion will speedily deflower her delicacy and sweetness. Those temptations which her maker did not form her to bear will debauch her heart, developing a character as much more repulsive than that of the debauched man as the fall has been greater. The politicking woman, unsexed and denaturalized, shorn of the true glory of her femininity, will appear to men as a feeble hybrid mannequin with all the defects and none of the strengths of the male. Instead of being the dear object of his chivalrous affection, she becomes his importunate rival, despised without being feared. This suggests a third consequence, which some of the advocates of this movement have already bold enough to foreshadow. Women's rights mean the abolition of all permanent marriage ties. We are told that Mrs. Katie Stanton avowed this result, proclaiming it at the invitation of the Young Men's Christian Association of New York. She holds that woman's bondage does not truly dissolve until the marriage bond is annulled. She is thoroughly consistent. Some hoodwinked advocates of her revolution may be blind to the sequence, but it is inevitable. It must follow by this cause, if for no other, that the unsexed politicking woman can never inspire in man that true affection on which marriage should be founded. Men will doubtless be still sensual, but it is simply impossible that they can desire them for the pure and sacred sphere of the wife. Let every woman ask herself, will she choose for the lord of her affections an unsexed effeminate man? No more can be drawn to the masculine woman. The mutual attraction of the two complementary halves is gone forever. The abolition of marriage would follow again by another cause. The divergent interests in the rival independence of the two equal wills would be irreconcilable with domestic government or union or peace. Shall the children of this monstrous no union be held responsible to two variant, coordinate, and supreme wills at once? Heaven pity the children. Shall the two parties to this perpetual co-partnership have neither the power to secure the performance of the mutual duties nor to dissolve it? It is a self-contradiction, an impossible absurdity. Such a co-partnership of equals with independent interests must be separable at will, as all such co-partnerships are. The only relation between the sexes which will remain will be a cohabitation continuing so long as the convenience or caprice of both parties may suggest. And this, with most, will amount to a vagrant concubinage. But now, what will be the character of the children reared under such a domestic organization as this? If human experience has established anything at all, it is with the truth of that principle announced by the Hebrew prophet when he declared that the great aim of God in ordaining a permanent marriage tie between one man and one woman was that he might seek a godly seed. God's ordinance, the only effective human ordinance for checking and curbing the first tendencies to evil, is domestic parental government. when the family shall no longer have a head, and the great foundation for the subordination of children and the mother's example is gone, when the mother shall have found another sphere than her home for her energies, when she shall have exchanged the sweet charities of domestic love and sympathy for the fierce passions of the hustings, when families shall be disrupted at the caprice of either party, and the children scattered as foundlings from their hearthstone, it requires no wisdom to see that a race of sons will be reared nearer akin to devils than to men. In the hands of such a bastard progeny, without discipline, without homes, without a God, the last remains of social order will speedily perish, and society will be overwhelmed in savage anarchy. Last, it would not be hard to show, did space permit, that this movement on the part of these women is as suicidal as it is mischievous. Its certain result will be the re-enslavement of women, not under the scriptural bonds of marriage, but under the yoke of a literal corporeal force. Robert Louis Dabney.
Wow.
19th century. We're living it right now.
Well, I think reading, we've read that before, but listening to it again, I think he'd be surprised at how long it took to get to where we've gotten today. I think he thought it would happen much faster. So